Hey guys, I'm KiKi Pepper and welcome back to Storytime Sunday, where every Sunday I tell a crazy story about my life. Today's story is going to be something that makes me super nervous to talk about because I know that one of the boys actually watched my video. So this entire story started when I was in high school. I actually had to transfer schools in the middle of the school year. So I walk into my first class, which was a Spanish class, and the teacher made me stand up in front of the classroom. She says, "Hello class, we have a new student." So here I am standing in front of the class and I'm like, "Hi, this is my name and this is where I transferred." And I just remember shaking so bad because all of these people are looking at me and I felt like they were judging me. After I introduce myself, I go and I sit down in my seat and I sit next to this boy who I thought was the cutest boy I've ever seen in my life. So I'm sitting here sitting next to him. He looks at me, he introduces himself and he tells me, "Well, do you think it would be cool if I cheat off of you for the rest of today?" Now, let me remind you guys, this is my first day in this classroom. I don't know Spanish. I don't know how I got to Spanish level 2 because your girl just does not know how to speak Spanish at all. So for some reason, this boy just thought that I knew how to speak Spanish. So I agreed for him to cheat off of me simply because, yeah, that was the right thing to do. At the end of the class, the teacher handed out papers and told us to answer the questions that's on the chalkboard. So we're writing down our answers and stuff, and the boy is just looking on my paper and you're basically getting all of the answers off of me, which is fine because I just guessed every single answer. So after we got our paperwork back, we ended up both passing. I was like shocked out of my head. I could not believe that we both passed this freaking assignment that the teacher gave us. So the teacher tells us that we're gonna have a big test on Friday and that everybody needs to study and write notes because Friday is going to be a huge test. So I'm thinking to myself like, okay, all right, I'm gonna study, I'm gonna get all of these answers right, and I'm gonna make sure Friday is going to be a good day. So the boy that was sitting next to me, he looks at me, he says, "Will it be okay if on Friday I basically get your answers again and you can tell me all the answers on Friday?" So I'm like, he's so cute, I'm just gonna give him all the answers. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, you can look on my test on Friday, that's no problem. So Friday comes and I walk into the classroom. The boy is walking next to me to class. He tells me, "Don't forget, I'm going to be looking on your paper, but this is how it's going to all go down. I'm going to give you a piece of paper. You're going to write your answers on this piece of paper and then pass it to me." And I'm like, okay, that's fine. We can do this. But then he said, "Just make sure the teacher doesn't catch us." So we get to classroom, he sits next to me, and I start writing my answers on the paper and passing it to him. Y'all, once I pass the paper to him, he passes the same piece of paper to the person next to them, and they pass this one piece of paper around the entire classroom. So every single person in the classroom was basically cheating off of me. I'm getting so nervous. I'm saying to myself, I can't believe this is happening. Number one, everyone started liking me because I was the girl that was giving them the answers. I'm guessing all of the freaking questions that was on the test, every answer on there was fake. I was just guessing every single one of them, and I knew that the answers I was giving these people was all wrong. But for some reason in my head, I couldn't stop. I wanted to be like the most popular girl in the classroom, so I just kept giving them answers because it was making everyone happy. And at the end of the class, the teacher comes around and she collects everyone's paperwork and she says she's going to grade the test and we should get our grades back tomorrow. So I'm thinking to myself like, oh my god, like I know we all failed, but no one is going to find out because she didn't catch us do it. So as we're all leaving the classroom, everyone is coming up to me, giving me pounds and handshakes and hugs, like, "Thank you so much for helping us with this test." Everybody wants to sit with me during lunchtime, and I just become this really popular girl. So the next day comes, we get to school. As I'm walking down the hallway, everyone is walking with me to the classroom, and we get to the classroom and everything changes. The teacher stands up in the front of the classroom and says, everybody failed. All of y'all cheated because every single person put the exact same wrong answer on every single question. So we all had the same exact test answers on all the papers. So the teacher knew for a guaranteed fact that everybody cheated. So she failed the entire class. It was kind of getting really scary for me because I knew that I was the ringleader to everything that was happening, and I just did not want anyone to tell on me because I'd never been in trouble before. So I'm like sitting there in my seat, literally about to cry or pee myself. The teacher, she says, if whoever was the person who came up with this idea is going to get detention. If y'all do not speak up, the entire class is going to go to detention. So I'm like, my heart is racing at this point. I'm like, please do not let anyone tell the teacher that it was me. So all of a sudden, one of the girls in the back of the classroom, she stands up and starts to tell the teacher what happened. Yo, I'm sitting in my desk literally about to pee myself. Like, oh my God, like why would she try to tell the teacher on me? Like, what did I do? All I did was answer the freaking test and try to help these people out, and she's about to tell on me. She starts off telling the teacher, this is what happened. We were passing the notes around the classroom, and then she sits down without telling the teacher the person who did it. Like, who was the person who actually caused everyone to fail? She didn't tell on me. So I'm sitting there feeling so much better because I'm not about to get in trouble. Like, no one is about to tell on me. And then that's when it all went down. The teacher tells them, okay, everybody goes down for detention. And all of a sudden, everybody in the classroom starts raising their hand to tell the teacher what happened, and that I was the person who helped them cheat, and I was the person who put everybody else up in the class up to this, and it was all my fault. Everybody started to tell on me, and I couldn't help it, y'all. I'm sitting in my seat, y'all, and I just start crying. I start telling the teacher it wasn't my fault. I didn't even put everybody up to this. They made me do it, and I just couldn't control the tears coming out of my freaking face. At the end of the day, we all ended up going to detention. So I'm sitting in the detention room, and I remember there was two boys that was standing up across from me, and they were just talking about me, saying that I look like this and saying I was this type of person, and just making up all of these rumors about me that just wasn't true. Like, I just wanted to stand up for myself, but I couldn't. And I just sat there and allowed these boys to talk about me. As they're talking about me, everybody that was in the room just thought it was the most funniest thing and started laughing and telling jokes about me. The more that they talked about me, the lower that I got. I was scooting down in my chair as if I was not even in the room anymore. And I just felt horrible about myself. The next day we went to Spanish class. I go into the room and everybody is talking more junk about me and how I'm just the worst person in the world for failing everybody. I told the teacher what was happening and how everybody in the classroom was basically bullying me, and the teacher did absolutely nothing. She did not help me. She did not tell them to stop talking about me, stop bullying me, and it just made me feel like I was worthless. So the biggest lesson that you can learn from this is do not cheat off of people's tests, because you just never know if that person really knows the answer or not. So you guys, that's all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, I love you guys so very much. Thank you so much for watching.